If you're receiving Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or veterans benefits, you need to stop everything you're doing right now and check your bank account because the IRS has just released an unexpected $4,000 stimulus payment could be sitting in your account at this very moment. This isn't a drill, and this isn't speculation. The Internal Revenue Service has confirmed that they are processing $4,000 direct payments to millions of Americans who receive federal benefits. And these payments are hitting bank accounts across the country today. What makes this release so shocking is that it came with virtually no advance warning, catching even financial experts and benefit advocacy groups completely off guard, which means millions of eligible recipients might not even realize they've received this life-changing deposit until they actually check their accounts. Before we dive into the explosive details of this unexpected IRS payout, tell you exactly how to verify if your $4,000 payment has arrived. You absolutely must hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell immediately. This channel has become the premier source for breaking news about stimulus payments, IRS releases, and federal benefit updates that directly impact your financial situation. And missing even one of our alerts could mean missing out on thousands of dollars in payments you're entitled to receive. The information we're sharing today is so time-sensitive that every minute counts. So make sure you're subscribed and ready to receive instant notifications about any updates to this developing story. Are you one of the millions of Americans who has been waiting for additional stimulus relief after the economic challenges of recent years? Have you been checking your accounts daily, hoping for some unexpected financial assistance to help with rising costs of living? Could you use an extra $4,000 to pay off bills, cover medical expenses, or simply have some financial security for the first time in months? Today could be the day. Changes everything for you and millions of other benefit recipients who are about to discover that the IRS has quietly deposited a substantial sum directly into their bank accounts without any advance fanfare or political announcements. The timing of this unexpected IRS release appears to be connected to recently processed tax reconciliations and benefit adjustments that have been working their way through federal systems for several months. Unlike traditional stimulus programs that require congressional approval and massive public announcements, this $4,000 payment appears to stem from administrative corrections and benefit recalculations that the IRS has been conducting behind the scenes. This explains why the payments are arriving with such little advance notice and why many recipients are completely unaware that they were even eligible for these additional funds. What makes this IRS payout particularly significant for SSI, SSDI, and Social Security recipients is that these payments appear to be targeted specifically at individuals who receive federal benefits and may have been underpaid or miscalculated in previous stimulus rounds or tax credit distributions. The IRS has been conducting extensive reviews of payment records, and these $4,000 deposits present corrections and additional payments that recipients should have received but didn't due to various administrative issues or processing delays that occurred during previous payment cycles. For Social Security recipients, this unexpected $4,000 could represent a substantial windfall that provides immediate financial relief without affecting your ongoing monthly benefit amounts. The IRS has structured these payments as separate deposits that don't count against Social Security income limits or affect your eligibility for other benefit programs. This means you can receive the full $4,000 without worrying about it impacting your regular Social Security payments or causing any complications with your benefit status. SSI recipients are discovering that their $4,000 payments have been carefully calculated to avoid interfering with the strict income and asset limits that govern supplemental security income eligibility. The IRS has worked closely with the Social Security Administration to ensure that these payments are processed in a way that doesn't trigger benefit reductions or eligibility reviews. This coordination between agencies represents an unprecedented level of cooperation designed to ensure that the most financially vulnerable Americans receive maximum benefit from these unexpected payments. SSDI recipients are finding that their $4,000 IRS payments arrive as completely separate transactions from their regular disability benefits. making it easy to identify and track these additional funds. The payments are clearly marked as IRS stimulus deposits, which helps with record keeping and ensures that recipients understand these are one-time payments rather than permanent increases to their ongoing disability benefits. This clarity is important for budgeting purposes and helps recipients plan to best utilize these unexpected funds. Veterans receiving VA benefits are experiencing a unique situation where their $0,000 IRS payments are being coordinated with their existing VA payment schedules to ensure smooth processing and avoid any confusion with regular compensation or pension payments. The Department of Veterans Affairs has been working with the IRS to verify recipient information and ensure that veterans receive their full $4,000 without any delays or complications related to their military service benefits or disability ratings. The verification process for these unexpected payments involves checking not just your primary bank account, but also any secondary accounts or payment methods you might have on file with the IRS or other federal agencies. Some recipients are finding their $4,000 deposits in accounts they haven't used recently, while others are receiving payments through different methods than their usual benefit deposits. This variation in payment delivery means that thorough account checking is essential to ensure you don't miss your payment. Banking institutions across the country have been processing these IRS deposits throughout the day, with some banks posting the payments earlier than others depending on their processing schedules and systems. Major banks like Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and others have been handling high volumes of $4,000 IRS deposits, while credit unions and smaller financial institutions are also processing these payments as quickly as their systems allow. The staggered processing means that some recipients might see their payments earlier in the day while others might not see deposits until evening hours. The $4,000 amount appears to be standardized across all eligible recipient categories, regardless of whether you receive Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or VA benefits. This uniform payment structure suggests that the IRS calculated this amount based on broad economic factors and cost of living considerations rather than individual benefit amounts or specific recipient circumstances. The consistency of the payment amount also simplifies the distribution process and reduces the likelihood of errors or confusion about payment amounts. Tax implications of these unexpected $4,000 payments are likely to be minimal for most recipients, as the IRS has structured these deposits as non-taxable stimulus payments similar to previous COVID-19 relief distributions. This means that recipients can typically keep the full $4,000 without worrying about additional tax obligations when they file their returns next year. However, recipients should keep records of these payments and consult with tax professionals if they have complex financial situations that might be affected by additional income. The security measures surrounding these IRS payments have been enhanced to prevent fraud and ensure that only legitimate recipients receive the funds. The IRS has implemented additional verification protocols as monitoring accounts for suspicious activity related to these $4,000 deposits. Recipients should be aware that legitimate IRS payments will never require upfront fees, personal information requests, or other suspicious requirements that scammers might use to exploit interest in these unexpected payments. For recipients who don't see their $4,000 payment in their primary account, it's important to check all possible locations where the IRS might have sent the deposit. This includes checking any accounts associated with previous tax refunds, stimulus payments, or benefit distributions. The IRS maintains records of multiple payment methods for many recipients, and these unexpected payments might be directed to accounts that recipients haven't used recently but are still active in IRS systems. The economic impact of releasing $4,000 to millions of SSI, SSDI, EA, and Social Security recipients simultaneously represents a substantial injection of federal dollars into the American economy. These payments will likely be spent quickly on essential goods and services, providing immediate stimulus to local economies and businesses that serve seniors, disabled individuals, and veterans. The multiplier effect of these payments could extend far beyond the initial recipients. creating positive economic activity throughout various sectors. Customer service resources at both the IRS and recipient banks are likely to be overwhelmed today as millions of people discover these unexpected payments and seek verification or assistance. Recipients who need to contact the IRS about their $4,000 payment should be prepared for longer wait times and busy phone lines. Having your social security number, bank account information, and other relevant details readily available will help expedite any customer service interactions you might need. The timing of these payments, arriving without significant advance notice, suggests that the IRS wanted to avoid the chaos and misinformation that often surrounds major stimulus announcements. By processing these payments quietly and efficiently, the IRS has been able to deliver substantial financial relief to millions of Americans without the political grandstanding and administrative complications that have plagued previous stimulus programs. For recipients who have been struggling financially, this unexpected $4,000 could provide crucial breathing room to address overdue bills, medical expenses, or other pressing financial obligations. The timing of these payments, arriving as many Americans face ongoing economic challenges, could not be better for individuals who have been stretching limited benefit payments to cover increasing costs of living. Recipients should document their $4,000 payments carefully, including taking screenshots of their bank statements and keeping records of the deposit dates and amounts. This documentation could be important for tax purposes, benefit verification, or any future inquiries about these unexpected payments. Having clear records will also help recipients track their finances and budget effectively with this additional income. As word spreads about these unexpected $4,000 IRS payments, recipients should be prepared for increased attention from family members, friends, and potentially fraudsters who might try to exploit the situation. Protecting your financial information and being cautious about sharing details of your payment is essential to maintaining your financial security and privacy during this exciting but potentially overwhelming time.